Good evening, everyone. It's Tom Sidney Bushnell, aka Numbers, here from Sight Club. I'm back on Sight Club, the Tom Numbers Show, both of my YouTube channels, and I've also got my new show, which is on News with Tom Numbers, which is when I decode the newspapers. So maybe once or twice, maybe 3 times a week, I'll decode the papers. I feel like I'm on Have I Got News For You? I'm not even holding my hands like they do on the show. And I'll decode the newspapers and I'll see some things and point some things out. So without further ado, I've got Laura G, or Laura as she is to me. And we've known each other actually for about a year now, but we've got to know each other more in the last probably month or so. So you were at Mark's event we met at the event in Birmingham last year. And anyway, we met each other again in Ireland, and I could see that you'd really progressed. So I was like, she's been doing the inner work. You were ready. We talked about things before, but now you're ready. So we've done some work since then, and you've helped with, well, belief coding and other things, and I'll let you go into that. But anyway, I wanted to introduce you, Laura, to my audience, and you're going to be coming and speaking at the event as well in Bournemouth. And some people will know you from Ireland and from the Birmingham event, so they'll probably recognise you. So anyway, welcome to the show. How are you?
I am brilliant. Thank you, Tom, so much for having me on here. I'm so excited to be on your show. Thank you.
It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a work in progress, but you're ready now.
Yeah, 100%. It's so strange because when I was down in Birmingham for Mark's first show, I think was it the Charlie Ward one? I can't remember.
It was the one, it's the one I told Charlie to do, and then Charlie did it, and it was called the Great Awakening Tour. Was it the Great Awakening Tour? Yeah, it was the Great Awakening Tour, which actually comes to Thomas Bushnell Gematria. But anyway. But anyway, yeah, Mark was the host, and we're all there. All of us, anyone that's kind of anyone in terms of like the Truth of the Movement in the UK was there. So, yes, that's when we first met. Yeah.
It was just, I remember walking into the back, and you was just stood there. And for me, because as well as all of your listeners probably have just been on this incredibly lonely journey and totally isolated from everybody that we know around us. And then you're actually there seeing the people that you've been watching and listening to on YouTube for the past 2 or 3 years. I was like, Tom, you're actually real. I just wanted to have a conversation with you. And it was just really cool.
I'm real.
Yeah, so yeah, you are.
Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we got to reconnect fully, because I was going to, like I said at the time, I was going to email you just before the Ireland and Manchester event, and I didn't get around to it, but you were there. So it was meant to be. And yeah, so new people that don't know yet, I'm doing an event in Bournemouth. This is what we're talking about. So on JFK's birthday, which is May 29th, 2023, it's a bank holiday Monday in the UK. We've already got people coming from Ireland and from Holland and probably other places soon outside of the UK. But anyway, for all UK residents, South Coast, England, Bournemouth, Golden Sands, we're about 60 yards from the beach. Buy your ticket. It's the same price as the one for Mark's one in Manchester, so we just kept it the same. And new guests will be announced. Ian Welsh is on board, so I've just done a show with Ian. He's on board. Laura's on board, and we've got others in the pipeline as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be from 12 till 5, and you'll get a chance for photos and meet with the guests and everything else a little bit before and a little bit after. So that's the thing. And you will also be told when you get your link, when you bought your ticket, you'll get a page that will reveal where the venue is. And we're just keeping it private right now, for obvious reasons. But you'll get that in the ticket and then the receipt. But take a screenshot of it so you've got it. So tell us about. So we've done belief codes. Have we done anything else? We've done 2 full-length sessions together, like quite a lot of man hours on the ground. We've done sessions, and it's been very beneficial, and I feel like I can fly after I've done sessions with Laura. So we've done belief coding, and we've done anything else? Purely belief coding
and a bit of Reiki,
and we've done a bit of Reiki. That's it. We've done a bit of Reiki. Yeah. So tell us your journey, and how did you get to where you are now, where you're a coach and you help people? Because you've definitely helped me, because that's why I've got you on, because I'm like, I know people want to come on shows, but you've actually got some really great value to share, and I've been a benefactor of it. So thank you.
You're
And I'll
very
continue to be so. Yeah. So.
That's what I'm here for. So my journey, just quickly, started at the beginning of 2020. I think a lot of people. And the universe just took me on this journey of going down all of the rabbit holes, you know, learning all of this crazy stuff that's going on, but also the world of manifesting and learning about our energy and the power that we've got inside of us. And it's almost like I knew that this is something that I need to bring to the world to help people to come out of that place of fear and waiting for something external to come and change the world or just change things up for them, you know, waiting for the new financial system and waiting for this to happen and that to happen, and just helping people to understand the power that they've got inside of themselves. Now, this is something that the universe has taught me so much these past couple of years, that we have got so much power inside of ourselves, our own energy, and how we look at the world, how we think about things, and what we put our energy and attention and focus on, and how we can use that to literally create our reality. And the amount of miracles I have seen over the past couple of years have been off the scale. So that's where I'm at. And yeah, just going back to the inner work, that's just a complete and utter journey. And it's always an ongoing journey, isn't it? Because there's always more and more things coming up. But for me, there was so much to work on with confidence and mindset, and my money mindset as well. You know, we all think about money as something that we need to work for, or we need to stress or struggle or sacrifice for. It's just an energy. And I know it's only paper at the moment, but it's just an energy. And it can come to us so easily and effortlessly once we get rid of all of those beliefs that we've got, all of those blocks that we've got, everything that's pushing it away. We clear all that out and it just flows. It's like, it's just crackers how it happens. But we can all do this. It's easy, and it's something that, you know, once we do it, life just totally changes.
Definitely. You said Reiki energy, or we're talking about Reiki, and I remember now. Yeah, we did Reiki. That was the first thing we did. I remember now. And that's 126, which is 107. John Connor, Sarah Connor from the Terminator films. And it's also, if you spell the word 45, it's 126. But so the next bit you talked about money and being energy. So I think when you said, I would thought money energy. So I kind of thought that just before you said it, unless you said it a few seconds beforehand. But money energy, this is interesting. So money energy, money is 72, which is first. Energy 74, which is gematria. Money energy is 146, which is Truth Social, New Jerusalem, Ivanka Trump. And if you do the money energy, sorry, correction. Hang on. Yeah, money is energy. That's it. Money is energy. That comes to 174. 174 comes to currency exchange. Now, have you seen this picture, Laura? I think some of the viewers will have done, but I've mentioned it a few times. So when President Trump comes down the escalators with Melania in 2015, which is 5 days to the day after I met his daughter Ivanka in Manhattan, and I got the picture with her. Ivanka Trump's 146, money energy. So when they come down the escalators, the first code, the first gematria code, is above Melania and his head. And it's currency exchange in Trump Tower.
Oh, wow.
Currency exchange comes to 174. But that also comes to money is energy, which is an exchange. Currency exchange, exchanging money, money is energy. It's an energy exchange. And currency is quantum. So quantum exchange, changing quantum, changing energy. Money, you know, it's all the same thing. It's trust the plan. It's the eye of the storm. The age of Aquarius, 174. It's all of those things. The quantum leap, 174. So I've seen you take your own personal quantum leap from the last year since I first met you to now. I could see that in you, you know. So what are some of the things that you've discovered that you started doing that have helped you, that then you started to take to clients and start to, you know, do when you do your coaching?
Okay, so first of all, I think the easiest thing that anyone can do is just start to be aware of their own feelings and emotions, because this is something that we are told to completely just quash as children, aren't we? We're told to just like
Yeah,
follow our heads, forget about our hearts, but everything is in our hearts. And the way that we can understand what's going on is just getting back in touch with our emotions, okay? And doing everything that we can do possibly to make us feel as good as possible all the time, as often as we can. And that's just a simple change of perspective. So that's something that you can do on a morning, like just smile as soon as you wake up, just smile and find things to be grateful for, you know, because if you start your day off with that gratitude and even the little things, you know, you turn your kettle on and
yeah,
it works, but you'd be pissed off if the kettle didn't work on a morning, and that would bring your energy down. But let's
yeah,
just raise our vibration, because these things work. So that is something easy that everybody can do. And, you know, just putting your hand on your heart and just breathing into your heart and just feeling how amazing that feels and stopping your head. If we can just do this as often as possible, we're just raising the vibration all the time. The better you feel, the more amazing things that you will see happening in your life. Things will just go your way. You know, like people have bad days, don't they? They say bad things come in threes, but that's because they've got that negative energy going. It attracts something else and something else
yeah,
and something else. So that's just, you know, the easiest thing that anyone can do is just to be uber aware of how they're feeling. Do you feel like doing this? No, don't do it. What do you feel like doing right now? And I know in a 3D world, it's really difficult to do that, especially like me, you know, job, family, kids, everything else. There's things we need to do, but it's just prioritizing things. What do you feel like doing? And then just follow that, because then you start being in flow. And when you're in flow, things are just so easy and effortless and aligned, and you're in tune with your higher self, and it's getting you to exactly where you want to be and all
yeah.
of that amazing stuff. So that's something really easy. But then you mentioned belief coding. So this is something that I trained in only in November last year. And this was created by a lady called Jessica Cunningham. She was on The Apprentice. If I don't know when it
So
was.
she's English lady, yeah? She's
Yeah,
English.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But she is completely spirit led. It's been completely downloaded as a new modality, like a healing modality. And what this is, so if a client, if somebody comes to me who's lacking confidence or self-belief, they want to start a business, but they can't, you know, there's something getting in the way, or something like anxiety. The reason those things, we suffer from these kind of things, discomforts, is because of trapped energy or trapped emotions in our body that are usually from, you know, when we're younger. It's stuck with us, our subconscious kicks in, and it stops us from moving forward. It stops us from, you know, making that business and starting that, or it has that anxiety there, which kind of protects you from putting you into an uncomfortable or potentially risky situation, because your subconscious just remembers this trauma that you had as a younger child. So belief coding is just this amazing modality which uses elements of hypnosis, EFT, just loads of
That's it, the tapping, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell them what I found in the newspaper a couple of days later?
It was I can't remember the headline now. Something tapping.
Yeah, so we met the second time in Ireland, and then we did a bit of a Reiki session there at the event at the castle. So when you said Reiki, I was like, I remember now. So we did some Reiki there, which was great. I felt really good. I slept really well that night. And anyway, so people in the UK will know this, and some others around the world. So there's a guy called Paul O'Grady who was a comedian, and he was kind of a lovey, you know, he had his little dog. And anyway, he died. I actually met him briefly at I think it was Pride of Britain Awards once. And people will say what they will about him, whether he was, I don't know. Anyway, he was all right with me. I only met him for 5 seconds. Anyway, so he took up the newspapers kind of, I don't know, a good week, maybe 10 days. There was all these features of Paul. It's interesting because part of the numbers for me is my cousin Paul that died, and they say, you know, R.I.P. or God bless Paul, and you know that kept coming up. Anyway, you did this modality EFT, which is all the tapping. Maybe we could do that actually as a group. We could do that as a group with the viewers. So I knew about EFT ages ago, but I'd done it, but I hadn't done it for a long time. So when you started doing it, I was like, oh, this is EFT. So you're tapping, and all these, you know, these nodes around your body. Guess what's in the paper a few days later? Tap, 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 in regards to Paul O'Grady. And I was like, and then I showed it to you, and because I've been talking about how the newspapers is this kind of conduit, and it confirms so much of the work I've done. I mean, for example, you see Darth Vader here over my shoulder. So when I started first officially doing my News with Tom Numbers show, the Star newspaper had a picture of Darth Vader holding a mobile phone. So Darth Vader was holding a mobile phone on the front of the newspaper. And that's what I do. When I do a decode, I pull up the picture of the paper and I'll talk people through the numbers. And that's how I do it. So what's the likelihood of me sat next to Darth Vader and Darth Vader's holding out the phone just as I do it? And then what's the likelihood of I've just done some EFT with you, and a couple of days later when I'm back home from Ireland, tap, 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 and it's there in the newspaper. So that's the kind of things that goes on. But yeah, should we do a little bit of EFT just so they get an idea? Can you do that?
Can do, yeah.
You know what, because I can do site case. Site case, something I'm going to do more of. So how about we do this? I can go into something. This is new, but you know the principle. So I call it going into surrogation for the audience. So I'm going to get permission from the higher conscious to do surrogation, to go into surrogation and do the tapping with you. So I'm just going to do a couple of protocols. So this is new, but you understand it because it's energy work. So I'm going to go, okay. Okay. Okay, yeah, good. So we can do it. So we're now in surrogation. So anyone that's watching this video at this time, doesn't matter when they watch it, we've got energetic permission to do it on behalf. So do you want to just take me through a little EFT thing? So you and me are in surrogation with the rest of the audience now. So that's okay. We've all got to do that. So
what should we tap on, Tom? What do you think your audience would find beneficial?
Let's maybe clear energies if they've got any blockages in terms of happiness, manifest. How about manifesting? Manifesting for the audience. How about that? Is that good? How's that feel?
Yeah, anything more specific? I'm just thinking the more something.
Confidence or money issues for people, or something that they could, a practical gift that we can give them right now on the show.
Yeah,
that will help them. So some people will be overjoyed and super happy, but there'll be some with challenges.
How about trust in the universe? Guys.
Okay, trust the universe. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay, let's do it. That's all right. Yeah. So we'll do some trust work, EFT with the audience.
Okay. Yeah, you ready?
You okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh, just getting ready.
Yeah, you got to, haven't you? We understand what we're doing here. So everyone just relax and then just follow along with Laura. So I'll do what you. So everyone can take instructions from Laura doing the EFT. She'll guide it for a few minutes, and I'll do it, and everyone else at home do it as well. So
yeah. So yeah, just copy exactly what I'm saying, and doing as well, and you'll feel better after it. But this is something that you can do, and you can use your own words and tap on anything. And this is something that I do most mornings. If anything's worrying me, bothering me, and I want to release it,
yeah,
it's really, really good, really, really powerful. And we'll finish off with Ho'oponopono too, because that is just
okay. Let's do it. Yeah, this is good because this is practical stuff that's going to benefit them. Yeah. And we'll do more of it again in live at the event in Bournemouth. But this will give people a taster of some of the magic that Laura can offer. So, okay, let's go for it.
Okay, so start by tapping your head.
Does it matter what hand we do it with, or just?
No.
Well, I'll just mirror you. Exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what hand or what side of your body you're doing anything, as far as I'm aware. And to be fair, anyway, I'm not even sure if you need to actually do the tapping, because I think the person who actually created it has now, I don't know if you said that, you don't know, but we'll do the tapping. We'll do it the normal way. Because
once you get used to it, you can kind of, it's a focus and intuition, but it can help with the physical So let's tap then.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we'll copy, yeah.
So even though,
So this is called EFT. What? So EFT stands for, what does it stand for?
ask me that question. I don't
It's
know.
isn't it? It's field therapy, isn't it? Is it electrofield therapy, something like that,
I'm not even
or
gonna-
energetic field therapy? It's
Okay.
something like that. It's ages since I've done it, but EFT, it's known as EFT, and it's tapping on meridian points with an intention to clear up blockages, basically. So let's go for it.
Okay. So even though I feel like I might be struggling financially,
And we should say this, we repeat this, yeah?
yeah,
So even though I feel like I might be struggling financially, so people at home repeat it.
just so if they just repeat it with you, yeah.
Actually, they'll do it. So I don't need to, because I'll be observing, I'll be doing it, but you, as opposed to three voices in the room, you
If
do
I
it.
with you, I do it and you repeat it. So if anyone's doing it with us, they could just say it along with you.
Okay, all right, let's do that then. Okay.
All right, let's start again. So
Or I was going to say, it might be clearer if you do it, if you speak it out loud, and then they just do it, because otherwise they're hearing it, you saying it, me saying it, and then they might not say it. I think if you say it, and then you say repeat back at home, and people say it, I think that might be better.
I'll get confused, keep saying repeat back at home. I'll just leave space for them to do it.
There you go. You respect. Yeah, I'll say it. So you do that. You just do the session, and I'll say everyone at home repeat what Laura said. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So even though I feel like I might be struggling with money at the moment,
Repeat Laura's phrase.
and sometimes this can feel really stressful and really worrying.
Repeat the phrase back home.
And sometimes it makes me feel really down and really sad. And I even get quite anxious and it can affect my moods. I'm ready to step into my power now. And I'm ready to hand this stuff over. I'm ready to release this worry. I'm ready to release this stress and anxiety. And I'm ready to start trusting the universe. And start trusting my guides and my team that are always with me. So I don't have to feel that worry or stress or anxiety. Because I know that everything always goes my way and they are always with me. And I know that they are always providing for me in all ways. So I am ready to release this now. And I'm ready to welcome in financial abundance into my life. I'm ready to live my life in flow and feel aligned all the time. I'm ready to choose to look at what I already have and feel gratitude for what I already have. And I'm ready to notice every little thing that happens in my life that is going well. And I'm ready to feel massive appreciation for those things all of the time. And this is going to help me just to feel so much better, so much happier. And I would agree, if I can do this today, then it will benefit me. Then we'll just finish off with a bit of Ho'oponopono. So this is something that your viewers...
That feels nice, doesn't it? It feels, everyone at home, I'm sure that if they've done it, they'll feel nice with that.
It's just,
it does, it feels good.
it's the only thing is because it's so, I'm trying to be really broad with it, which usually when you tap on something, it's quite specific. So, but I'm sure that will definitely benefit anybody who's done that. Because,
It will.
Yeah.
It will.
So Ho'oponopono.
It's moving the energy. Energy, as you said, money is energy, life is energy. It's moving the energy. That's what it is. It's look, see, I'm doing my whenever I do sessions with you, I get out my spiritual DJ decks and I start. It's because it's circulating the energy. That's what happens. It's like, hey, here we go.
Your table must be really polished in front of you.
My table is well polished.
So Ho'oponopono, right?
Ho'oponopono.
I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And this is something that you can say, just say to the divine or whatever you call the energy, God, source, creator, whatever you want to call. And I just say it because it's like, no matter, sometimes you're carrying that burden, like, I should have done this, or regret, or feeling like there's something that you've not done well enough, or there's something you should have done, and it's just really nice to release all of that and just say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Yeah. And say it to yourself as well. And it's just nice. It's just great to just feel so good.
So have we done that, the Ho'oponopono, or are we going to do it?
Yeah, just say it. You
just say it. What? Do you want to do it again? Just one more time for everyone.
I am sorry. Please.
I am sorry. Please forgive me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you.
And this is something that is really, like I say to all the people I work with as well, to obviously we've all got like energetic connections with everybody in our lives.
Yeah.
And a couple of months ago, or maybe even a year ago, in my mind, I would just bring up an image of everybody that I've known, even like boyfriends when I was 13 years old. And I just brought them up subconsciously, and I would say that, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, just to release any sort of karmic bonds or ties or anything. And consciously, you're absolutely fine with the person and there's nothing there, but you don't know on an energetic level if there's anything that's sort of still tying you to people. So that might be something as well that would be really useful. When my dad passed away in 2019, and I actually got a message because I was speaking to somebody who was quite connected, and I asked for a message, and the message was that I needed to release him. And I thought I had consciously, I was like, it's fine. I knew he had issues. I had issues. It's fine. But I needed to really bring him to the forefront of my mind and just imagine him there. And I just had that conversation with him and told him I loved him and I forgave him and asked forgiveness for anything I've done to upset and hurt him. And I just felt like this release that I didn't even know that I needed as well. So that'd be really, really useful too.
Yes. Yeah.
You're deep in thought there, Tom.
I am. I'm thinking we might be able to do like shows on this, like workshops, because it's beneficial, because I've done the 3 sessions with you now, and even just doing this bit, I'm like back in the zone of it, and it's something we could do, because I'm going to start doing workshops with Psych K and confidence and things like that, because I know how to do that and it benefits people. So this might be another thing that we can bring, but we'll talk about it, because I think people could benefit from it for sure.
Well, going back to your question earlier about the work I've been doing, and we've just touched on belief coding, and I just gave the examples of anxiety and confidence. So belief coding, it's this amazing modality, and it was completely gifted by the realms. But not only does it help, so basically what it would do is go in to find the memory that created that emotional trauma in the body. And when I say emotional trauma, like, everybody's got emotional trauma. We've all got it. It's not something that is just, this, if you've had a really horrific childhood, that you've got trauma from a event. Emotional trauma can happen from something as little as you going home as a child and showing your mum or dad that B that you got, and your mum or dad saying to you, you could have done better. That is emotional trauma. And that, as a 6-year-old, a 5-year-old, or however, that stays with you. And then that just, it blocks certain things for you as a person as you are now. So for us to
I thought you were saying like a little bee, like a little insect, like should have brought a ladybird or something, but a bee mark. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, agreed.
No, yeah. That's what
Yeah,
popped in. I know what you mean. Yeah,
yeah. So, you know,
a little snail or a little caterpillar, and should have brought something like that back. Yeah.
yeah, so this stays in
Sure.
our bodies. So we cannot be our true, authentic versions of us until we start clearing all of this stuff out. And there's loads of different ways to do that. But belief coding is an amazing way to just kind of get into the, you know, to the issue and get that released. But also when you've got an emotional trauma in your body, it doesn't just manifest itself by things like, you know, lack of confidence or anxiety. It can be physical as well. Like there's so many physical symptoms. When I was training, it was incredible because Jess brought, like, she said, who's got a physical problem? Who's got a physical issue right now? And there must have been about 20 women in the room that was like, yeah, I have. And she brought them all out to the front. She's like, right, okay, what's your issue? What, first lady, hip pain. Okay, she asked her a few questions, got to the point of where that hip pain started and what else was happening in the life, realised exactly what it was, and then used the modality to bring that out and release it. It was mental. She went through every single person, right? And in every single instance, no matter what it was that was wrong with those people. One lady had this huge abscess on her hand, and it went back to this experience that she'd had when she was about 16 or 17. And then once that was worked through, it's gone. So when, you know, I know people in the truther community, like a lot of people are waiting for med beds, but there's so much, everything's energy, everything is inside your body. And if you get to the cause of it, it's released. I mean, you know, there's just loads of things, you know, really terminal illnesses, cancers and things like this is caused by emotional blockages as well. A lot of the time, you know, doctors can't explain what causes most of this stuff, right? Because it's not being explored. So yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
It's interesting you said that, because I was looking at the numbers on that. I did this last week and just refreshing myself on it. So med beds, so MED is 22 MAGA. So President Trump always talks about MAGA, making America great again, but that's 22. He wrote the book, The Art of the Deal, which is the art of the MAGA, but it's also the art of the med. So med beds, bed is 11, but med bed is 33, which is magic. Med beds, if you add the S, takes you to 52, which is heart. It's earth, and it's also a magic word, abracadabra. But if you do the med beds, it's 85, which is matrix, but it's creation, I should say creation. And hang on, is it creation or creating? Let me just double check. Create. Yeah, creation. Hang on. C-R-E-A-T-I-O. Yeah, creation is 85, the med beds, but it's also awakening. So when you said you specifically drill down with the belief codes and you isolate what that belief is, because it's amazing, we've done it. Now I'm remembering it again. It's like things came up in the sessions that we've done, stuff I'd not thought about for years and forgotten about it. But it's like you took me back down there or up there or in there, whichever way you kind of look at it. And I was like, oh, I forgot about this. And then it's come up and then it's like, and then you get to kind of see it as it is. And then you change it, you change the coding. Because the med beds is awakening. You're awakening that process as you go into doing the belief coding. You're awakening to things that you'd buried for a long time. You've forgotten about it, you know.
Yeah.
Because we talked for ages when we were doing sessions, and I'd forgotten stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, I hadn't thought about that for decades, you know.
Yeah, it's mental as well, because obviously a lot of your memories were from this life, but when I do a proper session and I stick to what I'm supposed to do, and we use the human compass in different ways, there's some of the traumas that can come from past lives or even in the womb. So a lot of mine.
Are you saying our sessions haven't been proper yet? We still get into the proper stuff.
Not really. No, you talk too much.
Are you saying I'm a chatty Cathy?
Yes.
You bring out all this stuff I haven't thought about for years. And it's like, you know.
But it's good because tomorrow I'm training in mind navigation, which is like belief coding on steroids.
That's it. And then after that, we're going to start doing some more. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got notes from everything that you said, so it'll be really useful to use, because all of that, because your subconscious is bringing this stuff up. It's almost saying, come on, Tom, you need to release all this stuff. Here it is, here it is, here it is. Some people really struggle to access the memories. So we need to do a lot of tapping to try and open their pathways to do it. But for you, it's like, come on, let's get it out there.
There's a lot in there.
Yeah, well, if you think, you know, there's 30, 40, 50 years, you know, it's crazy. And then every time you push it down, every time you know, when you swallow, you don't cry, you don't show your emotion. Every time you just go, right, put your brave face on. That is it. So that's something else for your viewers.
That's chronic trauma, isn't it?
Yeah, if you ever feel like crying is the best thing that you can do to just release this stuff, you know. And this idea that men aren't masculine if they cry is just crazy. It just absolutely does my head in, because, you know, this is why there's so much trauma and so many physical problems, you know, people with back problems, shoulder problems, hip problems. You know, we just need to be able to cry. Just release.
Cry me a river. Cry is 46, which is best, which is Dove. And I've said for a while now that the Dove is the antidote to the Matrix, and it was shown that in Red Dwarf. They were in this computer simulation back in the Wild West, and the baddies were the virus. They called them the virus. And then at the end, they're shooting all the good guys off, but then he pulls out 2 guns and they transform into doves, and the doves annihilate the virus. So when Trump says the best is yet to come, he's saying the dove is yet to come. So cry, I didn't know this till just now, cry is 46, which is best, which is Dove. Crying is 76, which is a magic wand, which is contact. Yeah. Very good. Cry. Yeah. Let it out.
You mentioned earlier about the heart as well. So we need to think about the heart as its own entity, right? You know, we think with our brains. We need to totally stop that, because that's the programmed part of us. That's the rinse and repeat, you know.
Heart math. People should look into heart math. Yeah.
But something that people could do easily as well is just, I've mentioned earlier, just breathe into your heart. So your heart there's something called a heart wall as well. And I'm just learning about this.
Yeah.
But we need to release this. We need to follow our hearts. Once we drop into our hearts, then everything changes.
Heart breathing.
Yeah. But if you just go on YouTube, there's like open heart frequency or love frequency, and just listen to that with your hands on your heart, and just close your eyes and just imagine breathing light into your heart, just to soften it, and talk to your heart like it's its own entity, like it's got its own brain. So we've ignored our hearts for so long because we've all been so in our heads. So we need to kind of make friends and build that relationship and trust back up with our hearts, by just saying, you know, I'm so sorry. I know how important you are. I know how much you love me. I love you, and build that relationship back up. And then your heart starts to open again. And that's just the key to your intuition, to your just everything. And always go with your intuition. Always follow it. Forget your head. Forget logic. Forget the sensible things now. You know, it's time to really step into that future version of you, and your heart is the thing that knows exactly what it needs to do. Lose the fear.
Heart breathing. So I used to do, I think I have mentioned it once or twice, but not spoken. So I was qualified as a sports hypnotist a long time ago. So I might start incorporating some of that as well, because you can do those as you can do that in groups. But so I used to incorporate a few modalities, a bit like you do. You know, there's different things, you know, and you bring them into this kind of potpourri of procedures. And so I would call this thing heart breathing, and it was from heart math. So there's a certain sequence, there's a certain way you can breathe that activates it. It switches on the ideal frequency of the heart, because the heart is way more powerful than the brain magnetically and electrically. And you would breathe in a certain rhythm, and it would energize your heart. So I found that was really powerful to do in hypnosis sessions. So people would breathe, get into the heart breathing, and then do the hypnosis as well. And it was a wonderful concoction. But I just looked at the numbers on heart breathing. So heart breathing actually comes to Great Awakening. Breathing is 84. Breath or breathe is 54, which is love. So it makes sense, you know, what you do with your heart, you breathe through the lungs, but it's the power force behind love. But the actual action of breath, you know, you've got the Ho'oponopono, I said that incorrectly, but you know what I'm on about. But the breath is 54 love. Orbs as well. I get those in my videos, but heart breathing is 136, which is Great Awakening. And it's also Marty McFly. And someone this week showed me that Marty McFly, Michael J. Fox, sat next to Diana at the premiere of Back to the Future. And she's mentioned says Queen Diana in Back to the Future too, and I missed that. So someone pointed that out, because they're always coming back. So I always tie in with those things. But anyway, heart breathing is 136, which is Great Awakening.
Have you heard of breath work, Tom?
Yes. Yeah. Go into that.
Okay, so another way to clear blocked energy in your body is by really consciously breathing in a way. So most people have heard of the Wim Hof, which is, one of the
Iceman.
Yeah. There's so many different versions of breath work. It's not something I've trained in, but two of my really good friends have just finished training in it, and oh my goodness. So there's certain tracks, so you've got music, and then you'll be or you're guided through it, and you breathe in certain patterns. So you might do 2 sharp intakes of breath and then 1 out. It depends what you want to get out of it, and what kind of breath work it is. But the experiences that I've had, you go to different realms, you see visions, you see all sorts. You have these releases. So during the breathwork session, you might scream out, or you might cry, or you might be shaking. But that's releasing some of this energy. And when I say that, sometimes people, think it sounds a bit scary or a bit uncomfortable. It's not. You are so conscious of what's happening, but it's just quite funny, because there's been times where I've been having this release and I've almost been laughing at myself, because I'm thinking, what's my body doing? But your body is just doing what it needs to do to get rid of what it needs to get rid of.
Yeah.
And a really good way, I always recommend, there's an app called, am I allowed to recommend things? It's free.
Yeah.
Yeah. An app called Insight Timer, INSIGHT Timer, and it looks like just a little brown bowl. And I always recommend to everybody to download that, because it's
the thing you sent me.
Yeah. Loads of free meditations on there, but also breath work. So there's some amazing ones for breath work for manifesting, breath work for releasing traumas, loads of stuff on there. And they're only, the small ones, so the nice taster session ones. But breathwork's something that it's going to be huge, because it's so powerful.
I've forgotten so I know consciousness is 175, Diana Francis Spencer, but conscious is 118, which is the awakening, which is the storm. That's the very first number I got. It's my cousin's date of birth, January 18th. Paul, he died, and then I met Ivanka, and then I got this kind of tap on the spiritual bookcase from him, saying he was basically alive. He was conscious still, even though he passed the veil, But I forgot that. So conscious is 118, the awakening, the storm, the matrix, and 11 times 8 is 88 Trump, and you have to travel 88 miles per hour for time travel again. The conscious breath is 54 love. And then if you do it, conscious breathe conscious. So that's my show, Top of Your Game, the Tom Numbers Show. Top of Your Game is 177, breathe conscious. Yeah, very good. And consciously, 118. Consciously is 155, which is the millennium. 155. Breathe consciously, breathe. Breathe consciously is 2020. So 2020 vision, breathe consciously. And that's what happened. A lot of us woke up, a lot of us got this intake of spiritual prana, and we got activated more so. We were partly awake, and I think there's levels of awakening, but definitely something happened in 2020 that switched a lot of us on. I mean, something did, that's kind of, no pun intended. What's that?
I was fully asleep.
Where are you?
Completely comatose, before 2020.
Well, it's people like you, Laura, we're hanging around waiting for you to wake up and get with the program.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I'm glad, but that's the thing. So I literally did see you in the last year. I've seen you change. I'm like, so when people come and see Laura at the event, you'll see she's got amazing energy, and she, you know, it's like people have gravitas, and she has got gravitas. You know, before you were kind of hiding a little bit. You know, you could see you, but it was like, you know what I'm on about. I was like, when you came in Ireland, I was like, oh wow, it's you. But you had this aura energy. I was like, well, she's changed now. You know, she's ready. So, and that's everything's timing. You know.
Yeah, I've just been I'm just on a path, and I don't know what the end is, but I know that I'm here to do something and have an impact. And it's almost like I say, once you clear all of these blockages and things stopping you, for me, it was massively confidence. And then you get into alignment with yourself. The universe just creates opportunities and puts things in your path. And it's just absolutely, I cannot even begin to explain what has gone on in my life this past few months. It's just crazy. Absolutely amazing.
That's it. When you get in the flow, things happen, you know, when you get to direct your energy and the flow. What's flow? I've forgotten what. And there's a phrase I used with a guy who used to do sessions with at Wentworth at golf, and he liked it. Roy, if he's listening, I said to him simply that where energy goes, where attention goes, energy flows. Yeah. And it's not my phrase, it's been out there before, but it was a moniker, it stuck with him, you know. It was like, where attention goes, energy flows. So flow, what's flow come to? F-L-O-W. Flow is light, healing. There you go, that makes sense. Where attention goes, energy flows. So F-L-O-W. Healing and light is flow. Yeah, and flows is 75, which is eternal, which is contact, which is magic wand, which is Ian Welsh, which I just did a show with him just before yourself. Yeah, 75 flows. So energy flows. 149. Energy flow, energy. Yeah, let the energy flow. Here we go. Let's look at that. Let the energy flow. 200. Let the magic energy flow. There you go. 233, John Fitzgerald Kennedy. And it's his birthday when we're doing the show in Bournemouth. Let the magic energy flow. There you go, people. Let the magic energy flow. Come and see me. Come and see Laura. Come and see Ian. And come and see a whole host of others. And we're going to let the magic energy flow down at Bournemouth on the Golden Sands. There you go. Flow. 56. Healing. Healing. Let the magic energy flow. I like that. Let the magic energy flow.
Magic has come to me so many times this week, and I'm just trying to remember.
Magic has.
Yeah.
Like how?
I'm trying to think in what context, and it's gone.
But it's come and done its job and then moved on to the next bit.
Yeah. Everything's just magic at the moment. It's just crazy magic.
It is. Life's good. Life's good. It's a good thing. It's a flowing thing. That's what it is. When we're in the flow, things just happen, don't they?
And that's the thing, you know, it's easy to get up on a morning and think, right, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do that, and I need to do that. The most important thing I do every single day is, first of all, meditate, make sure my vibration is as high as possible, feel gratitude, feel in alignment, have my cacao and just enjoy the morning. And then I just say to the universe, okay, lead me. What is it I'm doing today? You know, I've got a link. I've not actually done any work for ages. I've got clients that I'm working with, but I've not actually done anything to promote anything to do with work for months, because I don't feel like I need to. I don't feel it's in alignment with myself. And I know the universe has totally got me, because I've got a company that's supporting me to launch a program, which has been, again, completely divinely led. It's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy how things just start to line up.
You said vibration and meditation. So meditation is 110, the Christ, the Hertz, the power, and vibration is 110 as well. Hertz, well, the Hertz, the power, the Christ. Meditate is 77, which is power, which is Hertz, which is Christ. Very good. Very good. Well, this has been really fun, Laura. I'm glad we've done the show. We'll do more in the future, and I look forward to our continued one-on-one sessions, because I feel like I want to run. I feel like Superman again when I reconnect with my true self, and I'm like, yeah.
Is it worth mentioning, Tom, that I've got it's a like a free download little
yes, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, tell people about that, how they can help them. Yeah.
Sorry, talking over you. If you want to learn more,
when will you learn manners, young lady? Go and sit in the corner.
I know. If you want to learn more,
I talk over people sometimes. The thing is, you know what it's like though. There's a very sometimes when you're on Zoom, there's a very slight delay, and when we do, because it all happens, and people are like, oh, you talking? It's like, have you done a YouTube show? No. Have you got experience? No. So just and usually they're just trolls anyway, Yeah. The lovers always love and the haters don't. It's like, well, we don't need go away.
Yeah. We don't need you in our lives. See you later.
Exactly. See you later. Yeah.
So if the idea of energy and what energy you're putting out and it's just completely new to you, it's just a free 20-minute masterclass, an introduction to your inner power, because we literally have this amazing power inside ourselves that none of us know about, because obviously we've never been told any of this stuff. So it's just helping you to get awareness of that, and some things that you can do to help you to start, just changing that up and getting out of your head and getting into your heart. So
how can people get that?
Are you going to post my link to my links?
Yes. So that you've got like a link tree of you with all your So I'll put that at the top so people can find you on all your socials. So what's the name of your stuff, your websites and things?
So my website is purplesnorkel.co.uk, and you'll find
Purple Snorkel.
Yes.
So what's the inspiration for that?
Right. Okay.
This is my Mark Atwood bit coming out now. It's like Purple Snorkel. Tell us more about this, Laura, please.
Right. Okay. So years and years and years ago,
purple's 88 Trump, which is a great color, So. The snorkel part, yeah. What are you laughing for? Come on.
Right. I forgot the question now.
Am I making you blush? I can feel the pink. I can feel the heat from here. So Purple Snorkel. So what's the inspiration for that? So we got the purple part, Trump. So you did that kind of probably accidentally, consciously on purpose, but you didn't know what you were doing. But then what's the snorkel part?
Right. Yeah. Okay. So I'll just tell you a little bit of backstory. So I had no confidence in myself or my abilities, and I never thought I would ever have like a professional career or a business. Absolutely no way whatsoever. I had two little girls, and I was in a part-time just admin support job, and that's all I thought I was worthy of at the time. This is how much my mindset work has gone on over the years. So I stepped out of that role because, just a long story, I stepped out of that role and I started to be a freelance virtual assistant. I didn't see myself as a business owner because I wasn't good enough to be a business owner, but I was just supporting the proper businesses, the worthy businesses. And that's the way I framed it in my mind, because that's all I thought I was worthy of. So I had a virtual assistant business, and I wanted to find a name for this virtual assistant business. And my husband and I had just ordered a new snorkel set for our little girls. And my youngest, Nicole, had a purple one, and it was just on the table in front of us in the kitchen. And we was just sat there, and my husband just said, well, what about Purple Snorkel? And I was like, actually, yeah, because I'm helping business owners to breathe. If they feel like they're sinking, or or in deep water or whatever. And then when I transitioned into coaching, it kind of also stuck, because it's almost like I'm helping people to see a whole new world, as in under the water, and I'm obsessed with water. I probably did live in the water in different lives, but I'm obsessed.
Are you Aquarian? You told me, what are you again?
Cancer.
Cancer. Well, crab, they're sea-dwelling creatures. Yeah.
So obviously snorkel, you can see a whole new world under the water when you've got snorkel and mask on. So that's where it came from. And it was just one of those names where in the back of my mind, I was like, this is weird, but I know it's going to mean something in the future.
Well, guess what it means in numbers?
Well, go on.
So, I was talking about Back to the Future.
Yes. You're talking seriously now, Tom.
Well, this is the number part, so it's very serious now. So Back to the Future, and I'm sure we'll get a code in the papers within the coming days. But I did a Back to the Future, and I did this part with Matt Letizia, actually, who you've met before. So the flux capacitor.
My husband sent me to the garage and told me to ask for a flux capacitor once, and I did it because I didn't have a clue what it was.
Did he? Did that as a joke? Yeah.
Yeah. He sent me.
It's like go and get some tartan paint and a long way.
Yeah. And I didn't have a clue what it was. And it just, yeah.
Roy.
Anyway, I
know. Roy of the Rovers.
I know.
Around.
I know.
So, but so purple snorkel is 182, the flux capacitor, and that's the device that makes time stream. I'm now work out the numbers on that. When you misspeak, there's always codes. So the time travel possible, the snorkel, the purple snorkel 182, or purple snorkel 182. The flux capacitor 182 is the device that makes time travel possible. And you have to travel at 88 miles per hour, and 88 is purple, which is also Trump, which is also Tartaria, which is also Romanov, Romanoff. And amazing, there's a lot of capital cities. You saw this, so at Mark's event, there were some Danish people, and I did my bit. Copenhagen is spelt with and I used to go out with a girl years ago from Copenhagen, Maria, and 88 is Copenhagen. So Scotland's 88, and Trump said, I'm home. Why does he say he's home? Because Back to the Future and Scotland are all interconnected because of this whole Tartaria thing and Romanov thing. But 88, purple, you're connected with it with purple. And are you wearing pink today? Looks kind of pink. Is it pink or is it salmon?
Yeah, salmonish. Yeah.
Well, you've got it either way. So pink is 50 Donald, or salmon is 74 Gematria. So take your pick, And if you do salmon plus pink, that's 124, which is gigawatts, and that's the juice that it goes into the flux capacitor to time travel. Anyway, but my point with the city, so Tartaria apparently used to be this huge continent, like it was Russia, but it was all into Europe and everywhere else. Maybe even as far as America, I'm thinking maybe, because California's 88 as well, Trump. Mm-hmm. But Scotland's 88, Edinburgh's 88, Copenhagen's 88, Budapest is 88, Moscow is 88, and then Tartaria, this huge landmass, is 88. Mm-hmm. And apparently it's hidden because they changed the timelines through frequency. But we still see pieces of Tartaria with the buildings. But how do you change your frequency? Frequency is 114. How do you change history? It's 114. So through changing frequency, you can change your history. Mm-hmm. And therefore, if you change history, you change the future, and hence you're going back to the future. So you did know that your purple snorkel had meaning, and that's part of it. So
yeah.
Amazing. Yes. Well, thanks, Laura. This has been a lot of fun. It's been good, and I'll speak to you soon. I'll put the links below so everyone sign up to Laura's free 20-minute program. And if you want to come and see her and feel the shine, I promise you, you'll know exactly. I promise you, you'll know exactly what I mean. When you meet her in person, you will feel the shimmer. You'll feel the shine. And that wasn't there as much a year ago, but because she's done the work, she's done all this stuff, and she's an applicator. That's why I get doing my invisible DJ stuff, because the energy starts to flow. It's like, hey, It's good. It's good. So I just want people to come to the show that are going to add benefit to the audience and shine a light, and you definitely do. So I'm glad that you're on board and people will love you. So thank you.
I cannot wait. Thank you so much for inviting me and for having me on here. And yeah, I'll speak to you really soon, I'm sure.
Thanks, Laura. Laura G.
Yes.
Laura G is 60 diamond. So there you go. We'll look out for diamonds in the papers. They're bound to pop up sometime this week. So, and maybe the tap will come back as well. So
yeah.
Cool. All right. God bless. Thanks, Laura. See you soon. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. And click the link if you want tickets. It's right there. See you soon.